In this video, we are going to talk about what securely attached people base their partner choice on. And it's not because you're special. I am Pauline and I am so happy you are here because I think this was one of the things that vexed me the most. Learned that word from Bridgerton. I was just so sure that Aryan, my boyfriend, then boyfriend, now husband, who is definitely securely attached, I was just convinced he didn't love me because he didn't make me feel special. And it took so long to understand that I wanted to feel special in the first place. And now I know that for a fearful avoidant is actually a way to feel safe and secure, which I will touch upon later in this video. But I was so convinced that the only way to choose a partner for life was to base it on your feelings. The more intense your feelings are, the more sure you are that this is the one, the right one. And there is so much wrong with that. I can probably talk for an hour about that. But it is very, 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 very important to know what securely attached people base their choice on and why it is a good thing that it is not based on that you are so special or that their feelings for you are so special. I will explain why. But first, what do securely attached people base their partner choice on? First of all, they know they can be happy with other people. And that right off the bat might be annoying to you and frustrating. Like, if they know that, then they will go to other people, or then how am I gonna know for sure that they're gonna stay? We'll come back to that. But the fact that they know they can be happy with other people, to me, was like a confirmation that Aryan didn't love me and that I wasn't special enough. For me, it wasn't something to base your choice on. I thought you have to know for sure you want to be with this person forever and you would be miserable without them. And this so comes from movies and TV shows that portray this kind of love, that you have to have them and you wouldn't be yourself, you wouldn't be able to live without them. It's such a dangerous narrative. I probably will make another video on that. As a matter of fact, I will write it down. Something like how Hollywood messed up our views of love. Something like that. Okay, wrote it down. So that is absolutely not the right thing to base your choice on. Because a lot of times when you think things like that and you feel things like that, it is not about the other person. And it might feel like it is, and it might seem like everything is about the other person, but it is really mostly your wounding talking. I have to have this other person, otherwise I'm miserable. And therefore, you completely project everything, all your happiness, on that other person. First of all, they will never be able to meet that expectation, so you will end up miserable within the relationship. Second of all, you give away all your power. If somebody else in the world is the only one that can make you happy, how safe is it gonna be to fully love them knowing that they could leave you, reject you, abandon you, or die? It's not safe at all, because you are going to live every waking second so afraid that they will die or they will go. And there's just so much to talk about. So securely attached people know that they can be happy no matter what. And for a fearful avoidant, this is very scary, because the fact that a securely attached person could be happy with somebody else and could be happy without you sounds and feels like they will be. They will go, they will reject you. For fearful avoidance, there is safety in being needed, in being special. So the whole special thing is one of the core things of the fearful avoidant, and there is a reason for that. You believe that when you are special to somebody, that then you will be safe, because there is nobody like you, there is nobody that can make your partner feel this way, and therefore you are safe. And it is not true. um, because it means that they base their choice on feelings, and feelings are fleeting. What happens when they meet somebody else and they have different feelings, even more intense feelings, which again might not even have anything to do with that particular person, but with the projection that they have, with the idea, the fantasy, the expectation that that person will do for them or in their lives, that can create very, very intense feelings. So what would happen if they would meet somebody else and they base their choice on feelings? Then they might actually think about leaving and starting a relationship with that other person, because they've never felt this way, and I'm so in love and so intense, and this is meant to be, and this is the one. Does that seem safe? I don't think it does it? So the difference with a securely attached person, and it is so interesting because the fearful avoidance seeks security in being special and creating the most intense feelings, and yet the security is within a securely attached person that just chooses you because they love you, because they want to be around you, because they like you, but not because they think you're the only one that can make them whole, because they think that you're the only one that can make them happy. They know that they can be happy with other people. They just choose you. And what this does is it makes sure that when they meet somebody else that they might have more intense feelings for, or they have feelings for, or they feel something they've never felt, then they won't go. They won't leave you. They won't break up with you, because their choice is not based on feelings. Their choice is not based on how special their feelings are. And that might be so confusing to you as a fearful avoidant. You might think, well, but then how do I know that they're gonna, why would they even choose me? How do I know they're gonna stay with me? There was a study, there's been numerous studies, but there has been one big study into what the secret ingredient was of happy and long-lasting relationships. And there were several outcomes. One of them was that friendliness is actually the secret, which is not sexy at all, but it is super interesting, right? But one other outcome was that it is not necessarily in how the people felt about each other, how the couple felt about each other when they met. It was way more about the characteristics that both of the people in the relationship had, that could predict whether the relationship would be a happy one or not. And I know this kind of like completely goes against everything you've learned about love in movies, which just goes to show that that is complete and utter bullshit, and it is not helping you to become happy. And that is all I want for you, to be happy in a relationship. So your security is not in being special for somebody. It is not in having somebody else have these super intense feelings that they've never had. It is in having a partner that has certain characteristics, like being loyal, being committed, seeing things through when they're hard. Because every single marriage, every single long relationship will come across hard times. And if you have a partner that is just so focused on feelings and on you being special, and again, it not even being really about you, but maybe them seeing you as a way out of their pain or a way out of their misery, chances are way bigger that they will find somebody else that they project that fantasy on, and they will maybe choose to leave you. It's not guaranteed, it's not always like that. But I just want to make so absolutely clear that basing your partner choice on feelings and being special is absolutely not a guarantee for a long and happy relationship. And in fact, it might actually be the opposite. So when you have a partner that is committed, that is loyal, that is friendly, that is understanding, but that really has the capability of seeing things through when they are hard, that is much, much more a recipe for security than basing that choice on being special and feelings. And I can almost hear you thinking, well, that just sounds so freaking unromantic. Should we just pick the first, safe person off the street and just settle into safety and that's it? No, it doesn't mean that your partner doesn't become excited about you, that they don't feel pretty intense feelings of love about you. The difference is that they know that they could be happy with somebody else. They're just choosing you. And the reason they choose you is because they like you. You are still unique. You're just not special. And if you're if you're kind of pissed off at me saying that, please watch my other videos on being special and you'll understand why that is actually a really, really good thing to not be special. But they love you. They become happy when they see you. They want to be around you. They're interested in you. They love the things you do. They love the way you speak. They love the way you think. They just like being with you. They enjoy being with you. But they don't have this illusion that you will complete them or you will be the way out of their misery or the only one in the world that makes them happy. Because then it is not about you anymore. It is about them, right? What they can get out of the relationship. Where securely attached people, they might know they can be happy with other people, but actually them choosing you is really about you because they don't need a lot for themselves. They are quite content with themselves. They are happy with themselves. And so you being together is like adding to that. It's not fixing anything. It's not filling a hole. It's not fixing a pain or fixing trauma. It's adding to the happiness they already have. They want to share life with somebody they just enjoy being around, which they love, which they're attracted to. So there are definitely beautiful, loving feelings, but it's not this putting the partner on a pedestal and them being so special and there's nobody like them in the world. That's a very different way of looking at relationships. That is definitely not a guarantee for a long and happy relationship. So yeah, I wanted to say something else. Oh yeah. So with a securely attached partner, there is so much room and potential for growth and for deepening love, which is amazing. While with an unsecurely attached partner, and those are usually the ones that put their partner on a pedestal, that tell them they're special, that genuinely believe they're special, that base their choices on feelings. It is definitely not impossible, but it is very much so harder to deepen that bond, to really create that strong connection, because if you're not securely attached, you're probably scared of that connection, and unless you're really willing to work on that, it's pretty hard to grow in that. So I used to see love as something that I could get from one person, the one. I completely bought the whole Hollywood story. And now I see love as something that you can create, that you can, I'm looking for a word, that you can fan the flames of, I guess. within a beautiful relationship. And it is not that there is one true partner, but there is true love. But that can manifest in different people, in different partners. And that doesn't make it less special. It requires being super brave, being vulnerable, showing up, connecting, leaning in when you want to lean out. And those aren't hard things to do. It is not easy to do all of those things, but you get rewarded in a way by really experiencing beautiful, true love. So it is not true that you can just, marry anyone that's securely attached or that seems securely attached. Of course, there are feelings of excitement or wanting to see them, wanting to be with them, wanting to be around them, being very interested in them, having happy feelings when you're around them. Those are all beautiful feelings of love. It is the difference between those feelings that can come from somebody who is actually happy within themselves and know they can be happy with other people too, and the very dramatic version of I have to be with you, I have to have you. The special thing and putting other people on a pedestal. So that's what securely attached people base their choice on. They really genuinely base their choice on you as a person and not on their own wounds and their own fantasies and their own pain and wanting to be out of that pain. They are really seeing you as a person and enjoying spending time with you and getting to know you. It's really about you, and sometimes that in and of itself is scary for a fearful avoidant. And so it is almost easier to be with somebody that puts you on that pedestal way up high, because as soon as you're on a pedestal, as soon as there's a pedestal involved, there's no possibility for connection because one of you is higher and one of you is lower, so you can't connect. So sometimes it's hard to have a securely attached partner that really sees you. That's scary. It can be very scary, but there's also the greatest potential for love. It is absolutely possible to have a beautiful, rich, passionate love with a securely attached person that lasts decades and that just grows and grows and deepens over time. It is so incredibly possible. I interviewed 100 couples happily married for over 40 years, if you didn't know that. So I've seen it again and again and again. It is absolutely possible. All right. I hope this was valuable. Felt like I was just kind of all over the place, but was this clear? Do you have any other questions? Please let me know in the comments below. If needed, I will make a part 2 or I will make another video on this. But yeah, I hope this was valuable for you. As always, I am so happy you are here, and I will see you in the next one.